What's up, everybody? It's Tim and Gemma from the Mental Health Hour, back with another mental health moment. Today, we're just going to dive a little deeper into holiday time depression, anxiety, and stress. Something that we all deal with, everybody, and we thought it'd be good to go over just a quick video for you today. Okay, so holiday depression. When we're looking at holiday depression, there's a bunch of different factors that can play in on this, and we're talking things like loneliness. If you live alone or don't have family nearby, the holidays can be a tough time, especially also with recent loss of a loved one. I know I lost my father around the Thanksgiving holiday 4 years ago, but I think everybody in the world around has had somebody die during the holidays. We're also looking at financial strain. Money is a big thing in the holidays season, trying to put on a good Christmas, trying to put on a good Thanksgiving, etc. There's also social anxieties and stress, and the expectations to put on all this from your family and what have you can weigh you down. And then one of the last things that we'll talk about is being around people, family, that may have engaged in physical or mental abuse on you. So I'm going to throw it over to Gemma to touch on some of this stuff.
Yeah, so definitely with the money side of things, if you've got children, me being a single parent, I feel like I have to compensate for both sides. And it's hard because I'm not actually working in a job at the moment. So trying to get enough money to make sure I can get what my son wants and feeling like I have to compensate for the fact that I'm an only parent, that's really hard, and it really does get me rather stressed, especially leading up to when it's Christmas. I do try and spread out the cost, but it's really difficult. Then you can end up using credit cards and things and then having to pay it off for months and months after the event.
Yeah.
And then the family side of things, being forced into a situation where you've got to get together with family where you wouldn't normally be around them as much. Mm-hmm. And it can cause a lot of arguments, a lot of tension, and it's really quite difficult to be in that situation.
Yeah, I know I've spoken with several folks that have actually had that abuse factor play into it, and that isn't something that they're, it's a tough thing to have to go and face your abusers, especially during the holiday season. And what we see happening here is a lot of cognitive distortions around this time of the year with the added depression, and what we've been talking about here. You're getting emotional reasoning, discounting the positive, overgeneralizations, jumping to conclusions, mental filtering, personalization, all those cognitive distortions and intrusive thoughts coming together to make this time of year that much harder. So getting into something that we can look at to try and help with this time of the year is don't be afraid to switch up your traditions. Tradition is key around this time of the year. Everybody has their holiday traditions. It might be that you have to switch up on that. Another thing you can look at is letting the people close to you, your family members and whatnot, know what's going on. Let them know that you're dealing with this depression, this anxiety. Be transparent, and allow people to help you. Allow time for psychiatry or psychology, meetings with your counselor. Allow your family to help you. And of course, eat, sleep, exercise, the trifecta for good mental health. And also, don't play a comparison game of holidays past. That's something to think of too. Gemma, did you want to elaborate?
Yeah, definitely. With the overthinking side of things, trying to predict what's going to happen, that's really, really not helpful, because often you're your own worst enemy with that, and you will we naturally go to the worst case scenario for everything, and often it really isn't that bad. But then when we spoke about the financial side of things, like, try not to overspend on things, but if you do find that you are getting yourself into debt, start by writing things down, what, like, incoming, outgoing, try and budget a little bit, spread the cost over a few months rather than just buying everything, or put money to a side. Try not to use credit cards. I have been there myself, like maxing out credit cards at Christmas time, and then you're paying it off for months and months plus interest, and then it just gets where you're paying twice as much for one item. But
it is a good point, Gemma, to write things down like that. It kind of like we talk about on the show on journaling.
yeah,
Simply writing down the expenses is just being able to look at it and see it makes it so much clearer and easier to keep track of.
definitely. Because if you're going into a card, especially with the contactless things and the internet purchasing, if you're just like tapping away at stuff like with the contactless payments or clicking on things online, it doesn't necessarily add up in your mind how much you've spent. And then I know from my experience having to hide my stuff that I've bought from my son, and when you're buying it months in advance, sometimes it's really hard to keep track of what you've spent. So make sure you write it down, how much you've spent, what it's gone on. Make a list of who you've got to buy for and do it like that. But if you do find that you're getting yourself into debt, there are companies out there that can help you. It would be different for different countries and things, but as I say, like, there's plenty of help out there if it's needed.
And how do you feel about changing up traditions or not comparing years past to this year? That definitely gets into some cognitive distortions with the comparisons of years past being so perfect, or being maybe they weren't so good in years past, and you're just projecting that it's not going to be good this year.
Oh yeah,
it's not always the case.
I'm really good at that, because like I think about the arguments that we've had as like family members or past relationships and things, and automatically thinking, oh, it's going to be the same this year. The best thing I found to be able to do when you've got a situation where you've got, say, difficult family members or whatever, go to their house, because then you can actively just get up and leave if you need to do that. If you've got them coming to your house, you can't do anything.
You're stuck, you're trapped.
Yeah. So if you have an issue with family members, you go to them. And
Social
then
anxiety.
at any point, if you need to leave, you can just get up and go. So that is the best thing that I found that I could do. And I would recommend to anybody, go to them, because at any point that you need to leave, you can do that. You're not the host. You're not obliged to stay.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we talked about a good bit of holiday stress tonight in this mental health moment. And as always, we're always open to chat with you, the viewers, our supporters. Please get in contact with us. Gemma, you want to tell them how to do that?
Yeah, we have a new website, which just went live not like a few days ago. Then there's the bio link where you can find all of our social media like links and everything. The Discord is definitely one of the best places, because we can share everything that we're doing in there, and there is the option to send us messages. All the information is just at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to add yourself in there, and if you need any help, that's where we're at.
Right on. Thanks, guys, for stopping in for this mental health moment, and more to come as we keep expanding this channel. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.